How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to Tokyo Rising and the end of season number 3. We are top of the JFL. We might not be top come the end of today. 2 tough games coming up. The first, definitely the most difficult, an away day against Atletico Suzuka Club. Their media prediction was 8th. They're up in 5th. They have the slimmest of slim chances of winning the title, by which I mean they'd have to overcome a 16-goal swinging goal difference. I mean, look, they're playing for second place at the very least. And then to end the year, we have Sendai University, a good team, a university team, but they are struggling. Should be beating them. Given our form lately, that doesn't feel realistic. We've done the previous 5 games live in episodes. We're going to do the next 2. Let's run the intro and get straight into things, shall we? Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Tokyo Rising. We're back here today, and like I said, it's the end of the season. I must admit, it's been a bit of an unorthodox end to the year in terms of the amount of matches we've done in live commentary episodes, but I do feel like the significance of these matches means they all justify being talked about, especially because, well, the title, whilst it could be wrapped up after 1 game, it could be in jeopardy after 1 game too. Now, it has been a week since last episode, no matches played, but one thing I do just want to talk about real quick is our finances. Yeah, they really don't look pretty. Saw a few people mention it in the comment section. Yeah, I am fully aware. Insecure financial status is not exactly ideal. Of course, every year we get a bit of a bump in money coming in come the end of the year through sponsorships. I was looking at it just a moment ago. You can see here, in terms of gate receipts, we get a healthy amount, but it's these sponsorship fees that come in as big bumps at the end of every year. Last year, we got just in excess of £200,000 in these bumps, and the reality is, with the kind of debt we've got right now, we might have to sell players because sponsorship is not going to cover almost a £500,000 deficit. I suppose the good news when it comes to our team is there's a sea of players who are highly valued with a lot of interest in them. That is also the not so good news, really. I don't want to sell any of these players. I want these players to be players who get us to J3. If we were to get promoted to the 3rd tier of Japanese football, it's worth noting you get a few £100,000 just for turning up and playing in the competition at the end of the year. That is money we could sorely do with. It's also money we don't get in the JFL, annoyingly. So that all said and done, the mission today is to get promoted, and that is going to kick off with a game here at the Suzuka Sports Garden. Very, very fun name for a stadium. We're heading to Suzuka, Atletico Suzuka's home stadium. It's time for the final away day of the year, unless we go to the playoffs, which could still happen, I suppose. Let's get straight into it. In typical Japan away days fashion, I started doing the away day. I thought I'd found the stadium, and I thought it was here because this is listed as the Suzuka Sports Garden Soccer brackets rugby stadium, but there's no running track here, and in game, if I just show you, there's a running track. We're going to have to research. My investigation has taken me to Atletico Suzuka's website here, where it turns out they play at various different stadiums. Of course they do. They play at the AGF Suzuka, the Mikotsuji Sports Forest Suzuka. Fantastic name for a stadium, by the way. It looks like they play at a different stadium for every single game, which makes me think that the picture that I looked at is the right place. It's just the picture might be different. According to English Wikipedia, this is definitely where they play their football, so I'm not going to argue with it. We are here, just for a bit of context, in Suzuka, which, well, we're not really in Suzuka. We're to the west of Suzuka, in the middle of nowhere. And to me, at least, it feels like the football stadium is just a bit of an afterthought. Fantastic car park, by the way. It could be the strongest car park we've seen on an away day so far. There's loads of different sports going on here. Big sports complex, tennis courts. I mean, I say loads of different sports. It's just football, tennis, and other bits. There's a football pitch here. Looks a little bit dried out. Probably should water that. But yeah, in terms of general location, very green. Somewhat concerned that there's not a load of roads near the football stadium. So the away day could be limited. There's literally no roads here with dots. There's a dot hit. I think this is the closest dot to the pitch. Here's a view of the stadium. It's very orange. Here, yeah, it's not the best picture. I mean, they have cool floodlights. I'll give them that. Here's a view of the exterior of the stadium. It's aggressively orange. That's how I would describe it. This, by the way, is the closest road to the stadium. They are the floodlights over there. It's not exactly close. I'll tell you what, the amount of times Google Earth is saving Japanese away days is somewhat spectacular. Here is the football stadium in all its glory. Interesting selection of seat colours. None of those, I believe, are Suzuka's colours, at least the football team that we're taking on today. Maybe it's the rugby team's colours. I mean, they also play here. I mean, if you were looking for stuff to do outside of the actual footballing aspects of the away day, there's spare football pitches, but anything else that you want to do, you might be left a bit disappointed. There is literally nothing going on around here. It's just a sports complex on the edge of town. I want to give them credit for having the retro scoreboard still, but you know what? It could be out of date. They could have replaced that by now. Part of me's worried if I give Suzuka Sports Centre a really bad score, the football team are going to come back and avenge me and just beat me really badly. But let's be frank for a moment. The stadium, I mean, just wasn't that good. It doesn't even really match the picture here besides the roof bit in the middle, which actually is perhaps a giveaway that it is the same place. No footage, disappointing away day. Nothing to do around it, but it did have a good car park. 4 out of 10. Another bad Japanese away day. We have better away days in the non-leagues than we have done in the JFL. Anyway, it's game day for us at the top of the table. It's 5th versus 1st, although away from home, I know this is going to be a tricky little game. 13 are our big rivals, of course. The team named after Johan Cruyff's number 14. There's also Verspa, who are, well, somewhat in touching distance. They would need us to slip up for a shot at automatic promotion. The two teams I need to slip up are taking on teams towards the bottom of the table. They're both at home. So I feel like we have to win this game. If we lose this, there is a very good chance we're going to be down in second for the final game of the year kicking off. Now, some good news for today's game. Mitsuhashi is back from his suspension, and elsewhere, Takagi is back in the team. He is still not 100% fit, but fit enough to play 75 minutes. Just as a little reminder, he's very unhappy that we lost the Shaka Jin Cup second round. I'm hoping he is going to get over it. He is going to be starting alongside, I was going to say Otter, but actually, I'm not going to pick Otter for this game. Azutsu was in some really good form at last episode, and in fact, when you look at his form to end the year, he's been one of the reasons why we're still top of the league as we are right now. Could do with him coming up big. I'm going to start him up top. Elsewhere, Jun Nakajima is in at right mid today. That's because Komori, well, he's been a bit of a dingus. He's been a silly boy. He has got suspended. When we took on Atletico Suzuka earlier on this year, we lost 1-0. They dominated the middle with this narrow system. If they continue to dominate us in the early stages of this game, might change things up slightly. Yoshikawa might find himself playing as a third centre-back or something mental. I don't want to change things too radically, but I've just remembered what happened last time I took on this team, and it wasn't pretty. Okay, it's crunch time at the end of our year. Win the last 2 games of the season. We're champions. It's fine, but given what's happened in the tail end of this year, that feels far from us guaranteed, doesn't it? Hopefully, though, after a mixed last episode, we're going to come back good here. Of course, last episode, we played 3, we won 1, we drew 1, we lost 1. And, well, the game that we drew, we probably should have won. We were 3-1 up going into the last 10 minutes, and we royally bottled it, I believe is the technical terminology in the Football Manager universe for what happened in that last game. Hopefully, we have a slightly better start in this game than we did last time we took on Atletico Suzuka. We lost to them 1-0 on that previous occasion. They scored inside the first 5 minutes, and we never looked like coming back, despite being the home team. Maybe as the away team here, we can cause them an upset because Takagi, back from injury, is behind, and the keeper has denied him. 20 minutes played of this game. We've had just the 2 shots on target, but to be fair, they've had 0. That said, we've had 26% of the ball. When we have it, we have to make stuff happen, and Takeshi, well, he's hit the post there. That was a really good effort. It was nice that he worked in the wide area. The woodwork's left shaking, and now they've got a free kick that Noda is going to tip over. It's end-to-end stuff all of a sudden. Despite them dominating possession, we're creating a decent amount, and maybe we're going to create something more here. Mitsuhashi in a bit of space. Our wing-back should find some space against this narrow diamond midfield. The ball's drilled in towards Azutsu, cleared away, but Yamada keeps up the ball in their half. It's played inside, and Azutsu has another effort that was blocked wide. Creating some good opportunities here, but unable to find that breakthrough. If it could come now in the 12 minutes between, well, this very moment and half-time, that would be good. Yamada, what have you just done? I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. That was bloody awful. And now they've got a chance. Yoshimura to Nakamura has the ball for them. Miyashita lays it wide to Yamasaki. Options in the middle. Atletico Suzuka have been behind in this game statistically, despite having a lot of the ball. We've created so much more, and yet they are ending this half, well, with a chance perhaps. Murashima whipping it in. Shimura's there, heads over, but that's just a little reminder. I'm going to get shouty. There's still a few minutes left of this half. We've created a decent amount with only 23% of the ball, but yet to find a breakthrough. But it could happen now. Could it happen now? Takagi, Yoshikawa, Yamada. The advanced playmaker lays it to Mitsuhashi. Nakajima gets the ball and smashes it into the bottom corner. That's what we needed. The backup winger, starting today with Komori suspended, does a little jig at the edge of the box, and that was a sensational effort. Of course, he is normally a left midfielder for us, but he can play out on the right, and on this occasion, he used that wonderful effort of his to open up the opportunity to cut inside, smashes it in, Saito, maybe got fingertips to it, could not stop it going in. That's a massive goal. It gives us what you'd have to say is a deserved lead going in at the break. And, well, the thing I've not checked yet is how results are going elsewhere. 13 are losing against Gainer. Gainer are down in 13th. They are not a good team, but a win here would move them out of the drop zone. And if this was how things finished, we'd be champions with a game to spare. Okay, let's try and remain calm. Even if, by goal difference, Atletico Suzuka are out of any chance, really, of winning the title, they're going to look at second place in that playoff as a remote possibility, a possibility they have to believe can be achieved. And with that in mind, they're going to be going on the attack in this second half. It's happened a lot this year, where we've not quite been able to absorb the pressure perhaps we did earlier on in the year, or even in the division above, or the division below, sorry. Wait, I was fumbling over my words. I was going to edit that bit of commentary out. It can't be edited out now. The goal scorer has just got sent off. That's pretty disastrous. Yeah, I'll be honest, that bit of commentary you've just seen, that wasn't meant to be heard. I was totally messing up my words, just kind of blindly panicking and rambling, and then Jun Nakajima decided to tell me to pay attention, put in a crunching tackle that leaves us in a bit of a crap situation. I'm going to switch, I think, to a 4-3-2 here. Going to have Sawa and Yoshikawa kind of alongside each other. Yamada as well. I think I'm actually going to switch now to a deep-lying playmaker. We're going to try and just be solid in the midfield with three pretty good players from a defensive point of view. In terms of in possession now, we don't really need to look to focus down the wide areas. In fact, I'd be more inclined to play compact through the middle. In transition, distribute it over the top. Let's just try and get the ball away quickly here. And out of possession, I don't want us to sit quite as deep, but we want to have a nice compact shape here. If we are going to trap players anywhere, I want to force them outside. Let's use our strength in the middle to really just crowd things out there, force them into the wider areas. I've got faith in Takeshi and Rio to win headers. First half was a dream. That sending off within minutes of the second half side is absolutely terrifying. What I will say is, in spite of the fact we've gone down a man, they hadn't created anything. Hadn't been past tense. They've scored there. I've seen the flag on the far side. It's not going to count, but oh my, I am not happy with how this game is now playing out here. I'm going to make changes. Takagi off you come, Otter on you come, just to really get some fresh legs into the team. Ida, I'm going to bring in for Yamada as well. Numata's looking a bit tired. Kobayashi on you come. 4 changes made here. Just want to get some fresh legs into the team. We've got to work hard. We are still holding on for the title. There's 15 minutes left. If things stay as they are, we would be champions right now. 13 are now drawing 1-1 in their game. A goal for them would still push us to the final game of the year. A draw, I don't believe, is enough. If, and it might be a big if at this point, we win here. Rio heads it away. They've just hit the crossbar. I'm not enjoying things here. There's 7 minutes left. There's never a dull moment here at Tokyo 23 FC, is there? That we've never had a quiet end to the year. Every year there is something mad happening. Yoshikawa, put it in the middle. Otter's there, shoot. Shot rather, not shoot. It flashes wide. I can't get my words out today. It's the stress of the occasion. There's 3 minutes left. There's 2 minutes left. There's 1 minute left. There's 5 minutes of added time. I'm going to encourage the players with a bit of a demand more as we are holding on here at 1-0. And I don't know if we've won the league. The end of the season trophy ceremony thing hasn't happened. It was a great defensive display down a man. Did Verteen score in the last minute? They scored 2 goals in the last 20 minutes. I thought we'd won the league. I was getting ready for the confetti to fall. And instead, well, we're guaranteed a playoff spot now. But we still have to get at least a point in the last game of the year against Sendai University, who are playing for their lives. Gainer, just as a reminder, they were in 13th at half-time in that game. They ended up losing 3-1, and as a result of that, they're now down at the bottom. It is bonkers at the top and the bottom of the JFL, isn't it, right now? We are guaranteed a spot in the playoff. Nakajima accepts his fine. What a muppet. And well, we have one last game in this season. It's against Sendai University. Now, we played them years ago. I say years ago. It was 2 years ago. We played them in the regional promotional kind of division stuff when we were a non-league team. And on that occasion, I believe we got the better of them. In this final game of the year, if we beat them, we're champions. If we don't beat them, oh my word, all of a sudden, I'm looking at Nankatsu of all teams to do me a favour. They're taking on their team, the number 14 team, named after Cruyff. They are the only team that can catch us. It's not been an enjoyable end to the year. I'm hoping it's going to end with a high. I'll see you in a week. I'm going to go catch my breath. I need better commentary in the second game. The stress is getting to me. It looked like at one point this year it was going to be one of those nice, convenient seasons where everything goes to plan. There's no jeopardy. You're nice and relaxed. Let's be real for a moment. The last couple of episodes have kind of reflected pure chaos. We are kind of stumbling over the line, I hope, in first place. We are guaranteed a top 2 spot going into the final game today. 13 are the only team that can catch us. They start the gate today 2 points behind us. We do have way better goal difference as well, and the league sorting rule is goal difference. So with that in mind, a draw today is enough, and really, we should be drawing against Sendai University. Whilst they've got some super talented players in their ranks, a lot of them play in the University League matches rather than the JFL League matches. For that reason, they are down in 13th. They are very much there for the taking. 13 by comparison, of course, our major rivals at the top of the table. They could only be taken on one team today. That team's Nankatsu. Yeah, the script writers really have gone all out today. Now, unfortunately for us, Nakajima was suspended in that last game, so he is unavailable to play out in the wide area. The good news is Kamori is back from his suspension, so he will be taking his place back in his native habitat at the right midfield position. This guy has been very, very good for us this year. Besides him coming back into the team, no changes needed, which is great. Takagi, fit enough to play the entire game. Apparently there are some teams that want to sign him. If they want to sign him, they got to pay up the big bucks. And even then, I really don't want to sell him. Anyway, you know what? Let's not worry about transfers here and now. That is Tomorrow Jack's problem, or rather, it will be Tomorrow Jack's problem if we don't have to go into the playoffs. I haven't really planned about the playoff final thing. If it does go to a relegation promotion playoff, I guess we'll do that tomorrow at the start of a bumper transfer special. It's not really how I imagined tomorrow would go. When I started things today, I imagined and hoped, really more than anything, we'd win the league. Let's just get a point in this game and get this over and done with. I've had enough stress to end one season. Okay, 20 minutes played here. Literally nothing has happened besides Numata, our left back, picking up a booking. After the sending off last game and us holding on for dear life, the last thing I need in this game here is just going down a man again. I feel like I didn't really emphasise it, by the way, in that previous game. The heroics to hold on down a man for pretty much the entirety of the half was immense. I'm going to hope it wasn't all for nothing. There is still a lot of work to be done here. That was half a chance. 13 I've just seen in the bottom left have taken the lead against Nankatsu. That really puts the pressure on us here to get the result that we need. A point would be enough. A win would be the dream. Kayanoki cutting inside onto his left foot. Gives it to Kamori, who I really hope was going to at least find the target there. If things stay as they are right now, you can see here we will be top on goal difference at the top of the table. Of course, that's not really how I want this title to be decided. I want us to get this done as a formality. This is a game that on paper we should be winning, and yet we're already almost at half-time. Nothing is happening here. What have I just witnessed? It's 0-0, lads. It's not good enough, is it? There's not much more that needs to be said. Morita for them at corner to start the half. Surely not. Sendai University. Rio, I thought for a moment, was about to give away a penalty. Instead, though, it's fallen to Yamada, who at phases this year, the centre mid, has appeared as our key player on the club profile screen. The centre attacking mid is one hell of a talent, and he is the man while picking out some passes from the middle. Lays it to Kamori. The right midfielder cuts inside with loads to do. Goes down. I was hoping for the penalty. Whistle hasn't gone, though, and it's now back with Yamada. Mitsuhashi picks up. He crosses it. I think it's hit the crossbar. I don't know if that got tipped over or deflected or what. All I do know is we've got a corner in a dangerous area. We're knocking on the door. Both teams with a few corners to their name at this point. And yet, the shots have been few and far between. Yamada, can you get this into a dangerous area? Kainoki's there. He goes down too. I feel like our players are just trying to win a penalty at this point. We're reaching that point, and in fact, I think we have reached that point where the script writers are going to pump their fist. Yuichi Ota already has announced his intentions to leave the club at the end of the year. He wants to go on a free transfer. This could potentially be his final 30 minutes in a Tokyo 23 shirt. He's going to come in up top. Kobayashi, I'm going to bring in 2. Komori at right mid has been absolutely atrocious today. The only right mid option I've got with Jun Nakajima suspended is Hasegawa. So Hasegawa, who's yet to really make an impact in any of the games I've subbed him on in, is currently unhappy, probably won't be here next year. He's also going to come on. You know, things are really not going to plan when you're subbing on players you know aren't going to be here next year and hoping they're going to be difference makers. Some would call that desperation. I'm going to call it, well, blind optimism. That's probably 1 and 2 are the same, isn't it, really? Either way, Sendai University with a transfer here. Murayama lays it to Morita on this left-hand side for them. Yamada now with the ball for them. Fukuda. Morita. I'm not enjoying this. Football Manager, why can we not get near the ball? Hamada with it for them. I think I called him Yamada earlier. No, Yamada's our player. Hamada's there. I know, it gets confusing here in Japan, the names, doesn't it? Either way, we just can't get near the ball here. Fukuda lays it forward to Matsuoka. The right midfielder could look to skip past his man. Instead, he goes inside. Yoshikawa's given away a penalty. Oh my word, not like this, Noda. Noda, be a hero. Why is he thrusting in goal? I don't know. Hamada steps up for them. He scores. And that is not what I needed. Are we about to bowl the tile on the final day? A draw would be enough, he said. A draw would be enough. We're losing right now. Am I really going to need Nankatsu to bail me out? What's going on elsewhere? 13, you can see here, they are now top of the table. They're 3-1 up in their game. We have to do something in this game here. We've got 18 minutes to change this game. And, well, at this point, I feel like we have to go on the attack, don't we? Sawa on Yukam. Ida, I'm going to bring in for Yamada as well. I need fresh legs in the midfield. And my, oh my, oh my, the pressure is getting to me. Football Manager's a cruel mistress. Tokyo 23, we very rarely do things simply here, do we? If things don't change, we are out. We will not be in the automatic promotion spot. We will have to do the relegation playoff tomorrow. And at this point, I tell you what, I don't want to say I'm running out of ideas. I am starting to panic quite a lot. We're now playing our more pressing system, step up more, get stuck in. I mean, what more do we do here? I'm already so attacking. Ida, I guess, mate, you can play as an advanced playmaker through the middle. Sauer, just hold the fort in the middle. 4 minutes, needed a miracle. We've not created a lot in this game. They've not created a great deal either. It's a self-inflicted moment, really, although Takagi is through. He shoots over the bar, and he's not even at the target. And now I look in the top left as our highlight immediately. Part of me wants to be optimistic that maybe we can make something happen. Part of me also knows I've done so much in the way of tactical changes here. To throw players forward, we are going to leave ourselves exposed at the back. Sauer lays it wide to Hasegawa, inside to Ida. He knocks it round his man. He plays it forward. I think Otter's offside. I don't want to celebrate it. It's not the magical moment it could have been, because Otter doesn't know the offside rule. The goal is ruled out. There's 4 minutes of added time. The time is trickling away. We've actually bottled it. We've actually managed to bottle the title. Although, why are we looking sad? Why is there a trophy ceremony? Have Nankatsu scored 2? What is happening? Have we won the league? I don't know. Get me out. I don't want to see the trophy lift. I want to see what happened elsewhere. Did Nankatsu just save us? Oh my word! What? Nankatsu with 2 goals in the 90th and 95th minute to beat 13 4-3. I hated them once upon a time. Today, we say their name with praise. Nankatsu, our fierce rivals. I thought we'd bottled it. I was ready to cry. I was ready to just do a dramatic rage quit. Nankatsu. I can't believe what I've just seen. It's one of the craziest ends to a season. We've been promoted. And whilst I want to be really happy about it, I want to praise us. Let's be real for a moment. We're not the reason that we've got promoted this year. Nankatsu are the reason that we've got promoted this year. A goal in the 90th minute for them. A goal in the 95th minute as well. They were 3-1 down the last we checked. Oh, Football Manager, eh? Bloody hell. What have I just witnessed? I'd made my peace with the fact that we'd bottled the title, and yet we've managed to win it. I can't... This game's stupid, isn't it? We did not deserve to go up this year. We've been atrocious in the second half. Here's the league table for the first half of the season. 1 defeat, 3 draws. Second half of the season, where are we? We're down. We're so far down here. 6 wins, 5 draws, 4 defeats. We were absolutely awful. There is no way. We need to improve the team for next year. That's what I've already decided. Also, my hair's an absolute mess today. People said yesterday my hair was very bouncy. Agreed. Since I've moved house, I'm scared to go to the hairdressers in case they mess up my hair. So I've decided that just not having a haircut is the better option. Maybe I should have a haircut to celebrate the promotion, though. Feels like a good excuse. Well, next episode, we are going to have the end of season little wrap-up-y bits to kick off the transfer special and then jump straight into things. What a bonkers episode today. I will give you guys a little tease that I am already getting some transfer business bits done. Sakurai is joining us at the end of his contract. Good little 19-year-old for the future. Matsushita as well as another good young player who I'm looking to bring in as a bit of depth. And I have already made one signing, a free transfer that joined us. But during matches, or rather between matches today, Sawada here. I know he's inconsistent and he's injury prone, but for £150, I just feel like he's worth a punt. So there's some transfers I've made, but the reality is, the first team's really what needs strengthening going into next year. I still can't believe we won the league. How unbelievable. Might be the craziest end to a season I've had in recent years playing Football Manager. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. The series has been slowing down viewership-wise, but I'm pleased to see so many people enjoying just something a little bit different. I'm certainly enjoying it as well. Next year, J3, we've got to be better. We're going to try and get better next episode. I'll see you guys for it. Same time and place as always. It is me, Jack. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.